Youngling's projectiles are all extremely strong and useful in many situations, so here's an in-depth tutorial on each of them and their uses. First, let's take a look at bombs, arguably Youngling's best projectile. Like any other item, you can throw a bomb up, down, right, or left. You can also do something called a Z-drop, which is done by pressing the Z button in the air. A good use of a Z-drop is to Z-drop immediately after you jump, because it's really quick, and the bomb will explode if it hits an opponent, allowing for a follow-up. Having bombs make Youngling's out-of-shield game exceptional, because items are the fastest option you can do out of shield. You can punish out of shield easily by jumping and throwing the bomb downward. You throw the bomb downward, it'll explode on the ground. It'll hit the opponent if they cross you up. An up-close bomb leads into many follow-ups, which make doing risky things against Youngling's shield even riskier. Bombs will not hurt Youngling if they make contact with the opponent before him, eliminating the fear of hurting yourself with a bomb as long as you are sure that you will hit your opponent. The bomb combos into fair, dare, and up air, and these can all be kill combos. The bomb combos into these moves at almost all percents. Bombs also work as a combo extension from the boomerang and arrows. When you're too far away from the opponent, it's often a good strategy to first hit an arrow, then throw a bomb to get closer to your opponent, and then follow up. It makes your range game better, but doing this is pretty difficult, so you have to really practice it and lab it out before you actually implement it in your game. At early to high percent, bomb into fair drag down into down tilt is optimal. This does a lot of damage, and the down tilt leads into whatever you want due to its very low base knockback. At very high percent, bomb into fair, dare, and up air start the kill, making bomb a very safe kill option, which is what Youngling excels at. While Youngling's good at this, he struggles under pressure when opponents get in on him, so there's definitely a trade-off with this. Another use of the bomb is when you're offstage trying to recover. Bomb has a long timer though, so you have to have the bomb already in hand. But if you have a bomb and your opponent hits you offstage and you can't make it back, it's often good to make sure you don't throw the bomb away, but hold on to the bomb. That way you recover with uppy, the bomb will blow you up, and then you get a second uppy to make sure you get back to the stage. All of these things in combination make bomb a very versatile projectile. A common practice between all Link, Toon Link, and Youngling players is to make sure that you pull a bomb whenever your opponent gives you a lot of space. Make sure it's enough space that you can still keep them out and they don't get in on you though. If you pull a bomb up close to your opponent, you'll get hit almost every time, because pulling the bomb takes a little bit of time. But it's well worth it due to how useful it is, and the various follow-ups and things you could do with it to recover. Fire arrows are Youngling's best way to keep out his opponent. Arrows can often be very hard to deal with due to the low server speed and lack of end lag on the move. Being able to move after a projectile like a fire arrow with large amounts of hit stun is very advantageous for Youngling. This allows Youngling to move around the map and harass the opponent with arrows along with his other projectiles. Arrows are the most frustrating to deal with because of their lack of end lag though. Also, arrows will combo into moves when you're close to Link. Even if you're at mid-range, partway across the stage, a grounded fire arrow will combo into another grounded fire arrow at early percents. Grounded fire arrows, if the opponent is close to you, will also combo into forward air. At mid-range, aerial fire arrows can be chained into each other to lead to devastating combos, which makes it even more frustrating to approach Youngling. Once your opponent is frustrated enough with the arrows, he'll often start approaching carelessly with laggy moves such as smash attacks. Make sure to capitalize on their mistakes and punish them with your smash attacks as hard as you can. You can angle the boomerang in many different ways. You can do this by changing the direction of the analog stick after your initial side special is input. You can angle it down and bounce it off the floor of the stage to get a weird angle upwards. You can angle it up and aim at people on platforms, or you can angle it up to cover people who are trying to land in front of you. At mid-range, Boomerang can lead to some very powerful follow-ups. However, these combos are far more strict than the combos with bomb, making throwing a bomb after the boomerang the best option. But don't be afraid to combo into forward air, because it will always work. You just have to make sure you get the timing down. If you're too far away from the opponent, shooting a fire arrow and hitting them with it after boomerang is often the best option, because you can follow up with more arrows and get more percent. You can get close to the opponent to land a forward air after this. You can also land a bomb after the fire arrow, which will lead into any of your aerials. Young having a combo game from his projectiles makes him a very threatening character to deal with. So learning how to score kills and get more percent off of your projectiles at long ranges is vital for any Youngling player. Lastly, no matter what way you throw it, the boomerang will always head back towards Youngling, and it will have a hitbox on it. You cannot throw another boomerang unless the boomerang is back in his hands or off the screen, so keep this in mind. The active hitbox of the boomerang heading back towards Youngling has very low knockback and will combo into any one of your moves. Often the best option is forward smash. You get the most knockback out of the move and can get some early kills with it. Lastly, it's the most important part of the video, option coverage. The speed of Youngling's projectiles make them fantastic for limiting the opponent's options and setting up frame traps. For example, an arrow can heavily limit the opponent's options in disadvantaged state. When someone's trying to land, you can shoot an arrow, and if they jump, you'll hit them with a forward air. If they're off stage, trying to get back, you could shoot an arrow in neutral air. And if they don't air dodge or jump, they're going to get hit by the arrow, which leads into a follow-up. Another situation like this is when the opponent is recovering low. A bomb will heavily limit their options there. If you Z-drop a bomb while Cloud's coming up, you can then drift to his side and do a back air. Cloud will either have to air dodge or get hit by the bomb and then the back air. Either way, Cloud's going to either have to air dodge, in which will definitely lose his stock, or he'll have to tech. If he gets put in a tech situation, it's going to be hard for him to tech this because it's so close to the wall. If he does tech it though, he'll make it back. If you're playing against a Youngling and are put in this situation, always make sure you take the hit, because it's better to have a tech situation than lose your stock. These are just some things that I've used and came up with, but the situations are limitless. There's always a way to limit people's options with Youngling. I highly recommend thinking of situations on your own and trying to implement them into your game. Alright everyone, I hope you liked the video. I'd love to hear your feedback in the comments. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe as well. I'm planning on doing a series like this for a bunch of different characters, and I'm going to go over in-depth analysis on all their moves and how to use them. So hopefully this is the first of many.